Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
What's going on?
Hi. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to run by my car purchase with you and see if I made an irresponsible purchase. I don't think so.
Oh, this is fun, Matt. This is fun. Pop quiz time. We'll tell you, true or false.
Yeah.
If you financed it, I'm probably going to say true, but let's talk about it. What's going on?
So I needed a car because I had a car that I ran into the ground. I put like 275,000 miles on it, and it needed a $5,000 repair. But the car was only worth maybe $1,000 at this point.
Yeah.
And so I got rid of it, and I decided to get something new, reliable, that I work a lot, and the unforeseen not having a car, it just doesn't work for me.
There's a lot of caveats here already, but keep going.
Yeah, sure. And so I decided to get what I wanted, and it wasn't too expensive, but from where I come from, for a long time in my life, I was a drug addict with nothing, right? And
yeah.
I was never used to having any money, and now, I waited tables to put myself back through school and
Good for you.
ended up in a career. Thank you. I'm 7.5 years clean. And
Oh,
so
that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I decided to, treat myself and get the car that I wanted. And
So what'd you spend?
I spent, after down payment, the amount financed is $26,000.
Okay. How much do you make a year?
After taxes, I take home about $96,000.
Okay. Good for you. What are you doing
Wow,
now?
way to go.
Work-wise.
Thank you. I'm a pipe fitter.
Okay. Good for you. Well, Matt, you're impressive in general. I think the idea of beating addiction or being in a certain lifestyle and then completely by your own admission, just completely changing your life around is the biggest thing ever, right? Car payment or not, people like you that do that, it's remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And I find that, with a story like that, or even we talked to a lady yesterday who she battled cancer and she got over it, but she went and purchased, a new car she wanted for the same, there's so many emotions tied to money. And there's this level of celebration or this level of I finally I don't want to drive the crappy car anymore. I want a break. Give me a break, life. Give me a break. It's been tough, right?
Yeah.
So that emotion is very real. It doesn't eliminate the mathematical side of it, right? Regardless of why we purchased it, there is still debt in the picture. So yeah, it's not an insane number compared to your income. If you were making $30,000, I'd have to tell you have to sell this. Mm-hmm. But you could probably pay it off pretty quickly. Do you have any other debt at all besides just the car?
On my house.
Okay.
I purchased a house, and I have about $80,000 left on the house.
Okay.
I'm chunking it away as fast as I can.
Yeah, good for you. So do you have any savings right now?
Liquid cash, about $12,000.
Okay, awesome. And
then
go ahead.
I have a 401k where my company puts in 5% of my income, and then I put in 15% on top of that.
Okay.
And the $8,000 a month is after I put in the 15% as well. That's just my take home.
Okay, awesome. Good for you.
And I'm union, so I don't have to pay for health care. I don't have to pay for any of that. That take home is my money that I just get to do with as I please.
Awesome. That's great. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I would do, Matt, is I honestly, in your position, I would pause that 15% going into retirement for now. Get some of that cash back in your paycheck. I would take $11,000. You're not going to like this, but I would take $11,000 of that savings, bring it down to $1,000. Mm-hmm. I would throw $11,000 at this car, and at that point, you're going to have $15,000 left in car debt. And I would do whatever I could between now and April. Give yourself a timeline, kind of map it out, and say if I work extra, if I work nights, if I drive Uber, if I go crazy for about 4 to 5 months, knock the rest of this out, and then save up more on top of that $1,000 to a 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund. And you could do that by fall of next year, and then press play again back to your retirement then and be funding your 401k. So you're really just going to pause it. I'm making up timelines. You would have to run your own numbers, but for a year, maybe pausing retirement to get this debt paid off, to get an emergency fund back into place. And then you're well on your way, Matt. And then your mortgage is $80,000. And if you start, putting more towards that, even you're going to pay that off really quick. And Matt, it's going to be a whole new world for you. But I would do what I could to pay that car debt off as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I could get it paid off comfortably in the next, if I take that money out and I put it towards the car, probably 6 months.
Yeah,
I could get it paid off easily.
Yep, for sure.
Wow.
I know. And then I would say too, don't do it comfortably. Maybe it's really uncomfortable and you do it in 4 months, right? Like you do some stuff that you really do sacrifice and just do it. Are you single, married?
I have a girlfriend,
Okay.
but no financial ties to anyone else.
Yeah, that's great. So I think now I'm like, this is the time. It's the time just to do it, because the other power, Matt, and go to RamseySolutions.com and look up our investing calculator. I think this is always fun, especially with a car payment, because it's a depreciating asset. Throw your car payment in an investment calculator and just say from now till I'm 65, like how much could that be at retirement? I mean, because Matt, you're well on your way to becoming what we always say is baby steps millionaire.
Yeah.
So it's powerful, and who you are, Matt, and the story you told us at the beginning. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a piece of cake. If you can tackle an addiction like this car thing, oh yeah, this is nothing. I mean, this is 4 months of lifestyle sacrifice and some extra work.
That's right.
On top of your job. Like, you can do this.
Yeah.
But I think that
I'm pretty used to being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You would have to be. I'm looking at these numbers and how you turned your life around, and that's just unbelievable to me.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Okay.
Way to go.
Good for you. That's
Way to
awesome. Well, thanks for calling, Matt. I hope that gives you some direction. But again, that's a real thing, Jade. That's where we always say money's never just about money. There's so much more underneath that is kind of churning that causes us to do the things we do with money. I wrote a book called Know Yourself, Know Your Money, all about this, because I'm like, whether it's your childhood, how you were brought up, the life you're living today, your fears, your dreams, your natural God-given personality and tendency, environment. I mean, all of this shapes why we do the things we do with money. And so for him, I'm like, yeah, the idea that, you climb this massive mountain personally, and what he was dealing with, there is that feeling of like, golly, I deserve a good car. Like, this is what I've done. And I
owe it to myself.
Yeah. And I get that, right?
I do too.
You don't want to drive the crappy car, but also that doesn't eliminate the financial ramifications.
That's right.
That come with it. So being debt-free gives freedom in another part of your life.
That's right.
In that money side.
And luckily he didn't go too far off the rails. Like, I was expecting him to be like, I spent $50,000 and bought an Escalade. So he kept it somewhat reasonable. Luckily he'll be able to pay it off in the next year. If it was more than that, though, we might have given him different advice.
Yep. I know, selling the car. And for all you listening, and this isn't to pick on Matt by any means, but just in general, the car debt for me, Jade, is the one that hurts the most when people call in, because I'm like, okay, credit cards, some people are doing it to keep up with their bill. Like you can, to a point, be like, okay, the student loan thing, we all know why, people fall into that trap all the time. There's certain parts that you can kind of see, but it's the car debt one. It always gets me because of the amount people pay in payments.
Yes.
We actually did a video together. Saw a video together, people, and it was like $1,200 a month in one car that's going to car payments. And you're just thinking, no, and I'm not even an overly math nerd, but I'm like, you invest that instead, let that work for you than the car dealership or the bank. Like, it's crazy. So it's great.
The car payment, it's what keeps the middle class middle. And it's what keeps you broke. So make sure to get those cars paid off. It's not worth it to pay payment the rest of your life when you could use that payment to become a millionaire.